if you can see my screen. Awesome. All right, today's June 1st. We've got a panda bear for the emoji today, specifically handpicked. I don't know why, I just wanted the panda bear today. Chadfi, what is going on with me today? So first of all, I do want to give everyone a sincere apology for kind of being hit and miss last month. I had to do a lot of travel, so I wasn't really available on the Wednesday. So going forward for the rest of this month, I'm free every Wednesday at this time. So I'm really looking forward to running this and getting updated with all you guys. And yeah, just keeping the ball rolling. So yeah, today my distractions. I don't have any distractions. I'm ready to get back to it. So yeah, I will. I think this is everyone on the call. I will pass it to Todd.
Hey y'all, great to be here. Yeah, it's a pretty good day. It's been raining here in Denver, but it's very much needed rain. We've been in drought for the past few years, so no distractions here. Excited to maybe share some of a reintroduction to the Angel Vault post that I've been working on that that might be able to bring together this big body of work into a simple narrative. So yeah, that's what I got for today. I will pass it to Kotabe.
Thanks, Todd. GM everyone. Also good day here. Bit sunny in Mexico City. Anyways, yeah, I'm super excited about one-on-ones. I think sometimes it's tricky when talking about things that at least I'm not so familiar about. I feel that asking questions might be hijacking like a whole conversation in the time of everyone, but I think one-on-ones can be really good for the understanding of the economy in general. So yeah, I'll pass it to Jess.
Hi everyone. Yeah, so glad to be here. My intention for the call is to get more involved with everything, and also I'll be streaming and recording the call. And I have no distractions. I'll pass it to Griff.
GM, I'll be playing the mute game through Lauren's mic today. That's a distraction. As far as intentions, just pushing the maybe updates on token swaps and maybe to show off the Gitcoin token swap proposal that I drafted. And then, of course, talk Angel Vault things, where that's at. And I'd love to have a discussion and update on Faye versus Dai. I'll throw it to Yas.
Yeah, thanks, Griff. Good day, everyone. So from my side, no distractions. Completely here, focused for this call. Intentions. Wanted to get the updates on the Angel Vault, what's going on there. There has been some interactions on some proposals for the Ichi. Maybe we can also discuss the Faye versus Dai thing again after we put up the proposal as well. And yeah, that's it. I guess Nicola's left only. So to you.
Just to listen and learn. Hi, anybody who doesn't know me, I'm coming from listing unlisting verification. And my distraction for today is just I need to move to another town. So at some point I'm gonna have to jump off work and do another transition. Yeah, that's it for now.
Take one more look. I think that was everyone. Sweet.
No,
Oh, I'm sorry.
cool. No, it's okay. Yeah, just have a couple or two. Like, just kind of, I'm gonna slightly corrected by looking at the summary post that Todd is working on. I think like getting this released to the community and pushing to Snapshot is going to be really kind of important next steps. And other than that, I'm just looking forward to hearing about the token swaps updates and just kind of like brainstorming, hanging out with you all. And like major praise to Chad for taking on leading this call and coming back full swing. We're happy to have you. Yeah, anyway, so that's all my distractions. Thanks. Pass it back to you, Chad.
All right, sweet. Give myself a little minute here. Welcome back, Chad. All right, awesome. So let's get right into it. So I changed up this notion just a tiny bit. I kind of made some containers or container bars in that. Here's the agenda, but the way I kind of want to do it is just to keep myself organized and hopefully the rest of us. We'll go through in these containers and we'll start talking about each one of these points. And once we get done, we'll close the container and move on to the next point. Just a way to keep us all organized. So yes, if you created this, this is awesome. I really do like this this flow diagram. I saw this in your proposal. Just kind of gives a really good understanding of how all these three things are really kind of interwoven together: the regen pool, the angel vault, and one give. So I really like that, and props to you if you did make that. That's awesome.
Credits go to Griff, I guess, on this one.
Okay. Awesome. Well, it's very cool. Cool. So I guess, Josh, I will kick it off with you with, or I'm sorry, Todd, not Josh. Kick it off with you with the FAY LP incentives. So this is a new post as of last week, or maybe last week in a few days. So if you want to just kind of give us the rundown of this.
Yeah, so this one was my first proposal as a part of the team. Lots of collaboration with Yas and Lauren on this one. Actually, probably more Lauren, but Yas's support was there too. So this proposal specifically, I think, is maybe the fifth or sixth in a chain of a few. And that proposal specifically was to introduce a incentive from the NRGive DAO to reward depositors of FAY with a give stream. So I did my best to kind of contextualize and frame like the work that represents in that proposal. And I think that kind of led to this. I think Mitch made one of the first posts in response to that post, and he basically asked for some, I think, clarification around all of the moving parts within the Angel Initiative. So that spurred kind of a reintroduction post that I've been working on over the past week, and I think that's all I have on that kind of FAY LP incentive post, and I think that the reintroduction post might be a different conversation. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. So we'll see a follow-up post some here in the next week or so.
Yep.
Awesome. I think so. When you say it's the fifth or sixth proposal, you're probably talking about a couple of these other ones about collateralizing. Well, I guess I don't know if these talked about incentives as much. So I saw last week collateralizing the regen pool and one give pool. Someone had made the note ready to go on to the next steps. Does anyone want to touch on that at all?
I mean, the really like the next step for all of the regen pool angel stuff is like what we decided in the last call is to create a summary of all of these complicated things in a simple form post and then put it up to a snapshot so that Give token holders can vote on whether or not they want us to go through with this. Like with that proposal, collateralizing the regen pool. I mean, we got soft consensus from the community, so it's like kind of like ready to go-ish. We just need to set up the multi-sig and send the Give, but we're going to wait until after we get like Give token holder approval for like the whole process via snapshot.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Just make it. Who took the point on the snapshot vote?
I'll probably really set it up, or I'll empower Todd to set it up, but he's working on the forum post that's gonna like explain everything as briefly and as succinctly as possible.
Got it. And then we'll link the snapshot to that. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Snapshot. Awesome. So it sounds like there's not really a whole lot more to talk about here until we get that new post up and the snapshot going. So I'll close this channel up unless anyone has anything else they want to talk about.
I think this is probably the unless there's something in the notes later to talk about the Fae versus Die update and the relation. I think saw a relationship with Tribe on there.
Yeah, you're right. So let's talk about that. This is specifically, I think Yas said she was going to put up the AMA or maybe ask about the appetite for an AMA, but let's go ahead and, you're right, let's go ahead and talk about the Fae versus Kai.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you can jump in too, but since I have to like ask everyone to unmute me and I'm already unmuted, I'm just going to start talking. The update, at least from my side, is like we need to have some kind of internal deadline for waiting for Faye to be willing to support us. The fact is that if we choose Faye, we're taking some risk compared to Die. I think it's marginal, but it's true. And we're going to incentivize Faye deposits, and we would like for them to support us in doing that and give us something for that beyond just a token swap. And they don't seem to be prioritizing it. And so really, I feel like we just need an internal deadline for this. I feel like a week is a good time. And if basically they don't give us some kind of hint that they're willing to support us in some way, in after a week, then we don't go with their stablecoin. We just go with a better stablecoin, specifically DAI. And I would love to hear, Yas, I guess first, if you have any more updates beyond that, I would please jump in.
No, it's just it seems to be struggling with other things internally with the market situation and Faye itself, so it's not their priority at the moment. But other than what you said, no further updates really.
Cool. Well, I guess I'd love to hear if anyone else has a thought on this deadline. Yeah, does anyone else feel strongly about one thing or another, or is a week too long, too short?
I mean, the first thing that came to mind is like the snapshot we're gonna do to like, are we even gonna do this process? Like, we could give them until the end of like having that signaling from the community. But I mean, because it's really a lot of work involved with that changing from Faye to Die. Like, do we actually? We don't really have to do anything. It's just like we just decide. I mean, we should reach out to MakerDAO or whatever, or not.
MakerDAO is not going to give us anything.
So then it could be just the last decision we could.
Yeah. Well, I think that if they don't at least give us some kind of hint, yes or no, within a week, then we should just go forward with DAI. So yeah, that's
okay.
But I like this idea of just pushing forward with all the other proposals and just saying, Faye, if they give us some rewards, or DAI if they don't, and that way it's not a blocker for the other proposals. Because I mean, most of the proposals, doesn't matter if it's Faye or DAI, it just needs to be like, set up, right?
And question, do we need to then change the parameters for the region pool, the fuse pool?
We only have to, we don't have to change any of the parameters other than token address. Like in the fuse pool, we'll have to zero out Faye and like add DAI and do some manual work to configure it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll cost us some gas in mainnet because it's all set up for Faye, but the APR numbers and all that stuff, it doesn't matter what token it is.
have we considered any other stablecoin? Thinking, there's like Frax, for example, as another DAO controlled stablecoin. They might be willing to give us some kind of incentive to use it.
Is Frax safe, do you think?
So I think so, but I'm not gonna lie. The appetite for algos now is not as strong as it was. I think during the whole UST peg, it remained stable. You could argue that it remained stable because it wasn't. I hate to say it's hacked, but it wasn't maybe arbed the way UST was. I'm thinking the way it works is very, very similar because they use the FXS token to essentially have that flywheel, just like Luna was used as. So I wouldn't say it's as safe as DAI, but I would say it's probably not as at risk as UST was, just because it's not as big. I don't think there's an incentive to kind of take it down like there was with UST. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Do they have a lot of stables as collateral?
The Frax stablecoin is relatively big. I don't know. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head exactly how big. Just look it up.
Okay, well, I think it's worth. Yeah, let's continue with Faye for the week. And I do think that's a fun research. That's a fun research topic, is to see if Frax or any other stable coins we should consider partnering with to get this kind of a deal. We have everything set up, so we can just copy paste the Faye proposal and send it to Frax, right? And if there's another stable coin that's worth looking at, that could be interesting too. And the other stable coin that we should consider is USDC, because unfortunately, that's what is already the baseline for Angel Vaults. But yeah, I don't think that's like so in value. It's not so aligned with what we like doing. I definitely prefer a decentralized option.
That's fair. Okay, so maybe.
Anyone else have any thoughts? I think that was really great, Chatfi. It's a good call to check out with Frax.
I think from a OG perspective, I'm just a big fan of DAI for the less risk perspective. So that I think that would be where I'd throw my chits, but I think open to other discussions. Just I think DAI has kind of proven itself with time and has MakerVault behind it. So yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's it. But I do like this idea of just like we don't have to let this be a blocker. We can go forward with the snapshots and we can get everything powered up. Whether we use Faye DAI or some other stable, we can just say, hey, we're not sure exactly what stable we're going to use. The GIVeconomy research team is on it.
Okay. Sweet. So we'll go ahead and close that container out. The next one, there's not a whole lot or actually none at all, sorry, in the Ichi loan. But I think, yes, if you want to just talk briefly about this one. I know you had that proposal up, I think for a couple days at least. So if you want to just talk about this one, what do you need? What are your blockers on this one?
Yeah, so there is some interaction already. I think majority are voting yes. They addressed the question mark we had regarding the security, whether they can really give us the guarantee that they can return the tokens. And here I think Daniel from Ichi explained quite well, where in the worst case scenario, even if our price falls to 0, they can still maintain the ratio within their market making, which is on the Uniswap pool, to return the exact amount. The only thing they cannot guarantee is in case of a hack or, like those risks that it's kind of inevitable if it happens. But I guess that's just the risk with everything in the space. So I don't know what's the standard procedure here. Do we have to wait like 5 days and put it on snapshot, or we give it some more time?
I think we should really wait with this one. I mean, I think it's obviously dependent on whether or not we decide to set up the angel vault. So it seems it should follow the ratification of like, do we even do this from the Give community? So I think I would totally just like wait to put it up until after we're like, okay, we're gonna set it up, and then we're starting to move forward with like setting up multi-sigs and actually setting up the angel vault.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So do we want to table this one until we get a consensus on this snapshot vote? Is that kind of where you were going?
That's it, I think. Yeah. I mean, I think because this is really dependent on whether or not we actually have an angel, whether or not we actually move forward with each. So it's like, it's the logical order of things.
Okay, does anyone else have any thoughts, or yes, do you want to cast your vote either way?
No, I think makes sense. Let's wait for the first vote and then we'll put this up. I think people are still interacting there, so definitely it's useful to get some more time to have the final answers.
Yeah, I think we could leave it, get people to engage, and then when it seems like, okay, we like it, if we go ahead with it, you could kind of just like leave a comment in the forum post and be like, pending, we'll go forward with this if provided these other things pass.
Cool. All right. Anyone else speak now, forever hold your peace, or forever until God's post is voted on? Going once, going twice. Closed. All right. Giveth austerity measures. This was Mitch, I believe. I don't know if he has joined us, but looks like no. So from what I gathered, this was really just how are we going to protect our treasury over the next year-ish, so to speak. I looked in the garden, and it looked like the vote did not pass. I mean, it only was up for a day, which doesn't seem well.
Yeah, so I'll just catch you up on this quick. The Giveth austerity measures has like multiple different parts of the proposal. One was like change our conviction voting params, and then there were other ones, but I'll focus on that one first. So Mitch made a proposal to change the CV params and like went ahead and kind of put it up in the garden. It didn't pass because it didn't meet quorum because it was a DAO vote. DAO votes need to get like 10% of all the tokens active within the 48 hours, I think. And I actually, well, the reason I didn't vote on it actually, and I made a different proposal for different CV params that I thought were like a little more modest. He was kind of like proposing to kind of like make it twice as difficult to pass anything. Yeah, so then there's another vote up there. It's vote number 7. It's set to pass in 9 hours. It's already passed quorum, so the conviction voting params are likely to go ahead with getting a little bit more conservative soon. But then there's like other parts to the proposal. So that's like update on that section. There's other parts of the proposal, including the like potentially changing the give backs amount, but there's discussion going on in the forum about that. And then this nice token thing, which has a new forum post of its own, where I think I haven't looked at it yet, but I think there's some idea generation going on about like the nice token would be like a token you get when you donate DAI or XDAI to Giveth, to the Giveth project, and this will help us increase our treasury, and then there'll be like different utility for the nice token. So this is like brainstorming utility for the nice token.
Yeah, no, I think this is really cool, the nice token. Letting people buy swag with it, and you know, the social token aspect of it. I think that's all really, really cool. So I guess another thing, so I was talking to Freiheit, one of the contributors this morning, and he's really wanting to look into, and did I put it over here? I didn't. But he's really wanting to look into partnering with his DAO land to do some kind of NFT. I sent him the 2 NFT posts. One of them was made by Ashley. I mean, it was like maybe 6 months ago at this point. And then another contributor had posted in late March another NFT post. Just more things to where we can, bolster the treasury and do cool things. So he's going to look into some NFTs. So hopefully we'll see some movement on that. He seemed pretty excited about it. So just another measure that we can take to protect ourselves. So I see there was a Doge with a cowboy hat on that put this in here. I'm not sure who that was, but thank you. Let's see. Let that load. So yeah, that's awesome. The Hedgie post, I believe that was Giantkin. I don't think he's on with us, and I'm not privy really to anything on that one. I read a little bit about it, but I'm not versed enough in this to tell you really where we're trying to go with it. Does anyone have any insight into this, or should we just table this until I have a chance to talk to Giantkin?
Table.
I think table, yeah.
Awesome. Cool. So I guess the nice is still baking, isn't it? 2 days? Yes, this is still baking. 2 days old. Awesome. And this is set to pass. Beautiful. Cool. Does anyone have any other austerity/treasury bolstering news or events that they want to talk about? Ideas? All right, we'll go ahead and close that one.
There was one more which was the decreasing. Sorry, there was one more which is decreasing the amount of give tokens that we give out in givebacks rounds, or decreasing the percentage that we give people, the max percentage. Like we had it at 75% was the max you could get back, and the proposal was like maybe we decrease it to 50%. But anyway, it's just I'm not sure. There's a lot of we could discuss it here, but. I think, yeah, Griff thinks it's worth it to discuss it here. What do you guys think? So, sorry, did that make sense what I explained? It's like we have every 2-week round period, 1 million give tokens is available to go out to donors who donate to verified projects. And the amount of give tokens they get is a maximum of 75% of the value of their donation at the time of donation. And that amount of give tokens is streamed over time. Sorry about the blender. That amount of give tokens is streamed until 2026. So 75% is the total amount that they would get over a 5-year period. And Mitch is proposing to potentially decrease that. What do you guys think? A couple of other thoughts to consider is that like this is in a lot of our explanation of like how givebacks are calculated, and we've been like talking about it and sharing with people. So there was a little bit of pushback from Ashley, especially saying that like, it's been like a comms thing that we're like making this promise that we're giving 75% back, and then if we go and we change it and decrease it, it's like maybe like a weird bad feeling. But yeah, would love to hear anybody else's thoughts on that.
Yeah, and just for clarity, for my own sake at least. So the 75% is like, for example, I donate 100 DAI, I get 75 DAI worth of give back over the 5-year period. That's what that is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, not super. I haven't been in Giveth very, very long, but I think a lot of the like the bones of Giveth is the givebacks. I think that's kind of what differentiates it in the market. And I know at least the marketing content that I've seen, that's very heavily based around the givebacks. The percentage, I mean, everyone knows that we are, tiptoeing into a bear market right now. I think if we, did like an emergency, hey, we got to lower this to keep give above water, I think everyone would get on board with that. Just depending on how we articulate it to the market. But I really do think everyone's going to be very understanding right now, just because everyone's treading water right now, and so I think taking preemptive measures to make sure that we're going to see the sun tomorrow is reasonable.
Question is, are you proposing that the percentage return change for only new donations, or for anything that has already been donated?
New donations. We can't really change what's already been donated. It's like for every give back.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you're sticking to your word, at least. If you change the deal, that's perfectly reasonable.
Something that I think that it will be important for me to be more participative in the discussion. It's also like, I mean, how much are we getting our head on water? Like, is this mainly about the give price, or, I mean, because I think this creates maybe sell pressure, but like mostly stream. So how much of an impact will it have immediately?
Yeah.
Also, just sorry. Just to clarify, let me see if I get the understanding of how givebacks work correctly. The moment that I made the donation, in that, like the equivalent of the price of give versus, say, DAI or whichever token, that's the amount that will be streamed in the following 5 years, depending of reaching the maximum each round. Is this correct?
My brain got distracted while you were explaining.
I can say.
Okay.
It's pretty close. It's like when you donate, the value of the tokens that you donated is dollarized, right? So if you donated 100 give and give price is 10 cents, that's $10 right there. But the price of give is determined when we distribute it for the givebacks. So which could be up to 3 weeks later. Like if you donated on the first day of the round and we were slow at getting givebacks out. So the amount of give tokens that you get is like kind of determined to at the end of after the round, and then that goes into the stream. But then the stream right now, it's about, let's just say 20% is claimable now. So 20% of 75%, which I guess is 15%. Right? Yeah, 15% of your donation is claimable upfront at the 75% rate. But the other thing to consider is that we give away a maximum of 1 million tokens around. So this percentage, the 75%, will decrease naturally if we get enough donations every 2 weeks on our platform. So if, for instance, if we were like, we wouldn't even be having this discussion if there was $1 million being donated on Giveth every 2 weeks. We wouldn't have this discussion because the percentage would be like 20% or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's something that I kind of feel, it's like this 75% should motivate us to get more donations on the platform and to decrease it and not decrease it on in a natural way.
That makes sense. And just one very last question. So basically, once the stream is assigned 3 weeks later or 2 weeks after the donation, that stream is not modified by like volatility in the give token, even if it's 3 years from now, right? Okay.
Yeah, no, they get like an amount of give tokens allocated to them. Some is claimable and some streams over time, but the amount is the same. Like it doesn't change. They just get it over time.
Yeah. Okay.
And the nice thing here is every donor becomes a stakeholder in the long-term success of our project, and they can't have no choice. They're getting this give stream. If the price goes up, they win. Whether there's nothing they can do to get out of it.
I don't know. I voted no on this because, like, just my gut feeling is that exactly what Rip just said. Like, hopefully, we're going to work hard to reach these over 1 million tokens that will not be able to be distributed every round. And I don't think that it has such an impact in the short term, like even in the bear market. I might be wrong though, but that's just my feeling.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. But okay, well, so I think so as not to spend too much more time on this, I think we still have a lot more to cover. Maybe we'll kind of move on and we can put some of these thoughts and discussions into the forum post on the Giveth austerity measures post.
And there is a vote right now, so you can go vote.
Out of curiosity, is there I know we've got the Dune Analytics dashboard. Where can we see how many donations we're getting every 2-week period? I'm just curious.
There is a donation dashboard.
Yeah, there's a Giveth dashboard.
Okay.
Rip is finding it, and I think he can put it in the GIVeconomy chat or put it in the notes.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. And then the vote you're talking about.
I think it's poll in the Giveth austerity measures forum post.
Oh, it's in the forum post. Okay. And that's linked to here if anyone wants to go there. It's this is hyperlinked. Awesome. UMA success token.
It's also just before we do the UMA success token, I just want to say this dashboard in the upper right corner has a filter for the round, so you can see how much in each round was donated. So don't be confused about like how much is there. Make sure to hit the round range in the upper right corner.
Gotcha. Just so everyone can see, I'll go in and do it right now. I thought it was a cowboy hat. I see it's VR goggles now. So.
Your icon emotion.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this would be like last week, for example, or the last period.
Yeah.
This is.
But if you pick 3 periods, the rounds go from like a Friday to Friday.
Yeah, I think that's in March. So.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So yeah, when did the last round end? The 27th?
I don't know.
We had a pretty bad round last round because the whole UST explosion. People don't donate when the crypto market goes down. That's for sure. The rounds before that were actually pretty good though.
Cool. Yeah, I was also just to keep it on everyone's mind. I don't, I feel like a recession very close, at least to the U.S. I know that Europe might be in one right now, as well as China. I don't know how easy it is for us. I don't know how easy it's going to be for us to jack these numbers up and lower that 75% just naturally with donations. It's just something that I was thinking as we were talking. But maybe, further discussion is warranted on that.
Do we have an idea of what a minimum income stream per month that we need in order to survive currently?
What do you mean?
You had mentioned that like if the donations were at a certain level this month, like we wouldn't even be talking about this, but like they were low enough that we do care. What's the level at which we stop caring?
Well, right now, if it was about, if give price is 10 cents and we give away 1 million tokens, that means we could give away $100,000 worth of give tokens for the 2-week round, which would mean that there would be at least $133,000 worth of donations in the round. So and to say another way, if there were $200,000 of donations in a round, then we would only give away, then the ratio would be 50%.
That's at a price of 10 cents right now.
Yeah, that's at our 10 cents.
Yeah. All right. Closing this one out, unless anyone has anything else they want to say for closing notes. All right, moving on. UMA Success Token. So this one was OTC deals for investors. Does anyone have insight into this that wants to kind of debrief any progress that's been made on it? Or any conversations that's been had on it?
I mean, it was popped up in the last call here, but we didn't really deep dive around it. I added some links for anyone who was interested to look at some information and some documents. So, like I said last time, basically I got in touch with the UMA team, and the calculations of how it could potentially work is done. I also added the link there. But again, to sum it up, basically these tokens are like a convertible loan. So you have to strike a deal with potential investors. You agree on the strike price, you agree on the duration that you want to take a loan, and then you just get some stable tokens for this loan, and you put some give in collateral, basically. And then once the maturity of the loan is over, the convertible basically will convert at that strike price. So you have to return the stables by that time at the strike price that you agreed with the investor. But essentially in the hopes that the give price is going up. So you basically make a profit as well. But then if the give price goes down and you don't reach the strike price, what happens with that, you just receive the portion of the give that you gave away at the maturity.
Sorry, I forgot. I have to go through Lauren's mic. I think this is really interesting, especially for the OTC desk. So the OTC has been buying a lot of give lately. Actually, it's not like so much in dollar amount, but it's a lot of give now because the give price has gone down so much. But it'd be a really nice way to sell the give tokens to investors if we could basically create this kind of success token, and that way the investors are also part of our are interested in our success. What's really interesting here is if they buy these success tokens, they can't stake and they can't earn interest on it. You know, there's they lose a lot of those things. So it's nice for sure to give them a decent strike price and a decent maturity amount. So we would probably want to put in. We would need to do some numbers and some what do you call this? Like user testing. Basically, get agreements from some investors to figure out what kind of price we should be looking at. But it would help us for sure to sell the token to give people who buy it now. They're like, why should I buy it from you now? If we sell it from the OTC now, either we give them a discount or we don't, and we just say like, hey, it's cheaper to buy it from us than to go on HoneySwap. That's not really enough to get a serious investor to buy 100K or 500K enough. It'd be nice to sweeten the deal, and it only gets sweetened if we have mutual success. So, yeah. I don't know if there's any questions about success tokens.
Yeah, and Shapeshift did it recently. I don't remember the exact amount, but the deal was with I think Chapter 1 and Coinbase Ventures. So I can also, I'm planning to talk to Willie maybe and try to get the introduction to these guys. I mean, in any case, I am pursuing this whole selling of the token with some of these investors. So if we decide to go the route of the success token, I think that would be an interesting discussion with them, maybe an easier one. But then, yeah, it depends on what you guys also think, because we will take the tokens from our treasury, right?
I mean, I guess just to answer that, yes, we would. I think that we would sell the base tokens from the OTC desk, but we would the OTC desk would basically ask Giveth to back the like bonus part, and if the bonus part is, I mean, we'd have to really see how exactly we do that. But if the bonus part is not redeemed, then we would make sure the DAO could pull it back into the treasury. Like if we don't hit the strike price and there's no, yeah, the people with success tokens don't have success, then the give tokens would go back to the DAO. But we would sell. We would have sold. The OTC desk would have sold the tokens that they bought from employees.
This is kind of just a way of creating some buy pressure without the risk of sell pressure, unless it goes down and then they kind of are just handed back to us, so to speak.
Yep. And it's kind of a vesting. It's like a vesting with reward if the give price goes up. So that kind of puts these, like for instance, if we have this deal with Coinbase Ventures, Coinbase should list the give token, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So if, for example, they buy give from us, and just for easy numbers, we get 100 DAI for the give that we sell them, and give price goes down, we still have to repay back that 100 DAI, or how does that work?
No, they're buying it, so we would keep the DAI.
They're just taking a one-sided bet almost. Oh, but they're getting a discount. Okay, that makes sense. Gotcha.
Yes, they would be buying at normal prices, but with upside.
Yeah.
So if the give price is 10 cents, they give us 100 DAI. We'd give them 1,000 success tokens, and each success token at minimum would be redeemable for one give token. Let's say in 3 years. Yep. So at minimum they're buying at market rate with no slippage. But if the price of give goes to $1, then for every success token that they bought, which if the price of give stays at 10 cents, it's redeemable for just one give. But if it goes to $1, maybe they get 3 give for every success token. And so they have huge upside potential.
Gotcha.
This sounds good. Is there more? I saw that there was a Word document to read a little bit more about it, because this is not in the form yet, right?
No. You can find all the examples where Chatfi actually linked it here. There are some links at the end with how Shapeshift did it as well. I think those might be useful if you want to look into it.
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Thanks for putting that together, Yes. Good deal. So what is the next steps for this one? Where I guess this isn't even in proposal phase yet. So we just want to keep this as a discussion for now until so you get a chance to talk to Willie. Is that reasonable?
Yeah, I would prefer to get the introduction to those guys who've already done it with Shapeshift, maybe have a discussion together with Griff with them as well. Just see what's the appetite, and if it's something that they're interested in as well in these situations, I would get the ball rolling on the proposal. And I think we can act relatively quick with this. There is not much engineering needed behind it. We just need to improve the strike price with the investors, and then if we like the deal, we can go ahead.
Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's awesome. Cool. So we've got 5 minutes left, so I'm going to go ahead and close that one. Token swaps. Fox was completed as of last night, I believe. So that's super awesome. I say completed because we deployed half of it, and by we I mean Giveth deployed half of it, and then Shapeshift took them a while to sign their multi-sig. So that finally got deployed last night. So the total value when we swapped the tokens was $1 million. I'm not sure if it is still. We can look.
It's interesting to note that the first group always gets a better deal, or at least in this case, we ended up getting 51% of the tokens, and Shapeshift got 49%.
So yeah, when we deployed, it was 436. So 436 minus 608. I'm surprised it didn't get less, honestly. Okay. Good stuff. Looks like there's already some action on it, so that's cool. Yeah, very cool. So that one's completed. We don't really need to touch on that one anymore. Gnosis Give. Looks like someone came in here and put the Give is sent. That's awesome. And oh wait, the Give is sent. Did the multi-sig get set up for Gnosis Chain?
Yep. No, so they decided, or this one is with Karpatchki or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we sent Give straight to them. They manage the Gnosis DAO. So originally they gave us the wrong address. They gave us the mainnet address. We got them. It's amazing. We got the Gnosis safe address at 8:11 Costa Rica time, and we had the money in that wallet in 50 minutes by 9 o'clock. So that's like a record. Seven signers all coordinating. So that was beautiful. And they said that they'd have the LP done by tomorrow morning.
That's awesome. Golf claps all around for the team. Love to hear it.
And maybe I can just take this Gitcoin Give. So I'm going to have a meeting with them on Friday. I had a meeting with them last Friday, and we were discussing. It's like their general token swaps meeting. And so because I'm a steward in Gitcoin, I'm also wearing another hat. And the first one was about RAD. And so they're doing a pretty huge token swap with RAD. And RAD was trying to get 1 million GTC so that they could actually make proposals in the DAO. And that was shot down, and they suggested 500,000 GTC, which is about 2% of the total holdings that they have in Gitcoin right now. So I'm looking at that as a ballpark. And I wrote out this mutual grant, which is just a copy paste from Karpatchki or whatever from the one with Gnosis DAO. So hopefully there isn't Gnosis sitting in there somewhere. But yeah, the goal here is that. Oh yeah, see, like right there it says worth of no. Oops. GTC. Yeah, feel free to edit, delete and edit. I'll accept. Yeah, so the goal is to get like a $3 million liquidity pool. I think that they will actually tell us no, and they don't want a liquidity pool. They just want to hold our token. And I'm gonna learn whether or not liquidity pools have at least snapshot rights. Even if we don't have tally rights, it'd be nice to have snapshot rights within Gitcoin. And then, because they use a governance system that's like Compound's governance system, so they have snapshot votes that then get ratified on chain using Tally as the DAO system. So this is how like Uniswap, Gitcoin, ENS, and a whole bunch of other groups do it. And yeah, so the goal would be to try to get this liquidity pool. I think what we will try to work out is putting our tokens in a liquidity pool and them just holding the GIF. And they're very interested in doing a mutual grant with us. I've been contacted by 3 different people saying, hey, one mutual grant with Giveth. So like we're looking really good, and I was going to go for the gold with like a $1.5 million token swap.
Hey, Corey.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for the updates. That's super cool to hear. Yeah, I'll go in and check that out and see if I can find more no's. But awesome. That's really good to hear. Prime Give. I think I saw Mitch on a minute ago. Do you want to give any update on that one?
Nothing from last week. I'm trying to ping them to look at this issue because then now they want us to use the token swap, and we have the same issue that Griff just mentioned, where like the first person to deposit gets a little bit more, and so I don't know. I'm pinging them and they're just like not responding, so I'm gonna keep going on that.
Okay. So no updates on the obviously we already talked about this one. We already talked about Chi. So I talked to Freiheit again this morning, and he's got contacts at One Hive, Balancer, DAO House, and Agave that he's going to ping and kind of gauge their interest. And I guess as far as Panbala, I'm assuming we have contacts there. Do we want to just hop in their DAO, or I'm sorry, do we want to just hop in their Discord and ask the community channel, or does anyone have a specific point person that I or another team member should talk to there?
I can definitely talk to Naran. I'm not sure. Would we want to do a token swap with Agave? Are things calmed down there? Just to check in.
I don't have too much insight into that.
They redid everything, and now they've relaunched.
Did they already issue tokens to people who were screwed by their previous?
I don't know that much. I just know they started a relaunch.
Cool. I think once we know what their token economy like future looks like, because like I think eventually they're gonna issue tokens. You know, they're gonna print money to satisfy the people who were hacked, and it was a decent number, a decent amount of people. So I would say we need to understand that and what that looks like before doing a token swap. But Balancer would be amazing. And we have Fabio, who works at Balancer. He's a dev, and I don't think he's the right person to talk to, but he would at least tell us who to talk to. DAO House, I'm very connected to, of course. And I already asked them for a token swap, but it didn't sound like they wanted to. And I can talk to Naran, who's basically CEO of Panbala. I can also talk with One Hive, but I don't know if they're interested in token swaps or not. It's great that Freiheit take that on, but I can also ask.
Yeah. I've got a meeting with him weekly, which I'll talk about here in 2 seconds. But so I'll let you know, Griff, an update next week on what he's able to accomplish there, and then maybe you can take the reins if you need to. Cool. So I think that's all that, and we are running over time. So just real quickly, talk about the one-on-ones. So I had my one-on-one with Yas, Freiheit, Giantkin, Kotabi, and I are meeting later today, and Decentralized Jane, I think is tomorrow. Yeah, it's on Thursday. Here's the link. if you ever want to go in and see when the one-on-ones are happening, as far as who's in here. If you want to meet with me on a regular basis, or even just just to talk about what's going on, please feel free to reach out. We'll schedule some time, and I'll make myself available. But yeah, so they've been super helpful. I'm just kind of trying to get up to speed on what everyone's doing, what they want to do, what their blockers are, and really trying to just keep this group moving forward. I think this is an awesome group we have, and yeah, I'm super bullish on pushing all this stuff forward. So I want to thank everyone for their time today, and I'm really looking forward to talking again.
Thank you, Chad Phi.
Thanks, Chad Phi. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
I missed the front. Sorry about that. Always busy at the worst possible moments, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we missed you on the Hedgie. I'm excited to hear about Hedgie, Giantkin, but.
All right, guys, I got to drop. It was good seeing you.
Sure.